Sudden Oak Death Blitz is an annual citizen science survey organized by Berkeley. From Saturday morning to Tuesday afternoon, the participants hike and as they do so, keep on the lookout for two species, California bay laurel and tan oak, looking for signs of leaves that exhibit symptoms of sudden oak death disease. According to the documentation, bay laurels tend to become infected before the oaks do, so it's critical to find the symptomatic bay laurel in order to prevent further spread. Last year was my first time participating in the SOD Blitz. I searched Mission Trail in Carmel and later found plenty of symptomatic bay laurels in Henry Cowell Redwood State Park. This year, Jenny is joining me as we hike along the Soberanes Canyon Trail in Garapata State Park after our morning tea at Whale Peak. I chose this trail by using the same strategy I used last year. I compared observations from the previous year's Blitz to observations collected by iNaturalist users. So if a location has entries on iNaturalist, but it does not have any sightings on the SOD Blitz map, then that means the species has been seen there, but was not sampled on any of the previous year's Blitz. So on this map, each of the gray dots represents either a bay laurel or a tan oak that was observed during any of the previous SOD Blitz surveys. Zooming in, we can see that much of the coast south of Monterey, that is in Big Sur, has not been or has been sparsely surveyed. So what does this area look like on iNaturalist? If we check the map of iNaturalist, here we're looking at the bay laurel observations. We can scan along the coast, and if we zoom in on Whale Peak, which was our T-spot, then we can see there's a line of sightings all along the Soberanes Canyon Trail. It wasn't too long, maybe 10 minutes, before we encountered our very first bay laurel. We found it very shortly after the part of the trail begins to go along the Soberanes Creek. This environment, a wet, shaded redwood rainforest, is actually very similar to where I found the many dense laurels all along the San Lorenzo River last year in Henry Cowell. So this graphic shows what exactly we're looking for, symptomatic leaves. The SOD Blitz participants are given a packet that has many brown envelopes, and we're supposed to use one envelope per tree. That is, we're trying to find about 6 or 10 leaves per symptomatic tree, and we place those in the packet, and with our completed packet we return it, and it will be used at Berkeley for additional testing to confirm if those leaves really do have the disease. Oh, also, we're supposed to space out the observations. So we're not supposed to just find a place and take immediate samples in a very small area. It's better to get a broader picture of what's going on, like across the trail.
There's some right here. Got the yellow leaves too. Definitely smell like soda.
Eventually, the trail began to get considerably steeper, and then we emerged from the wet rainforest to a dry, exposed environment, where we found western fence lizards lurking among the stones that flanked the trail. And after this specimen, we saw no more bay laurel in this part of the terrain until our return hike back down towards the coast. I had to drop Jenny off at noon, so now I was back in Monterey. And even though neither iNaturalist nor the SOD map show any records for Jack's Peak, I decided to go ahead and check it out just because it's a very short drive away. While the trails here were very lush and green, they lacked the water features of Henry Cowell and Soberanes Canyon. It was a very different environment than those redwood rainforests. Confirming the iNaturalist records, I saw neither bay laurel nor tan oak, but I did see plenty of coffeeberry, and interestingly it is also affected by sudden oak death, and its leaves have very similar symptoms to that of bay laurel. With 4 empty envelopes still, I really wanted to collect just a few more samples, but but it was now Tuesday morning and I have work, and also I need to return the packet by noon. So I found a part of the Molera State Park using iNaturalist where I saw observations but no records on the SOD Blitz map. So I got up at 5:30 a.m. for a quick morning hike. After the creek crossing, there was a very isolated patch of bay laurel. Since I found it almost immediately, I expected that I would see lots and lots of bay laurel along the trail, but that proved not to be the case. As I was making my way back to the car, I once again inspected that dense patch of bay laurels and noticed that one seemed to have no signs of sudden oak death. Now, as I looked, I saw that many of the leaves were in fact covered in these black dots, but this is unrelated to the task at hand. So I was able to make a second observation of a non-symptomatic bay laurel, and just in time before my drive to drop the packet off where I first picked it up, at Palo Corona Regional Park.